Hello everyone, I'm Sean.
This is whom?
We are the Courageour Frights, back once again for another movie review. So this time we're covering Passenger.
Yes.
Which is a horror film from Paramount Pictures.
Directed by André Øvredal, which he made Last Voyage of the Meter and
Troll Hunter.
Troll Hunter. I guess that might have been, that's probably his biggest one. Maybe Autopsy of Jane Doe, I heard that was supposed to be pretty good.
That was probably, I think that's supposed to be pretty good. So he's a Norwegian filmmaker, and he is now doing movies for Paramount, I guess. Our boy Walter Amada has returned.
He is back.
Somehow, Walter Amada has returned.
Well, from DC to this.
Yes. So he's doing movies. He used to be in charge of Warner Brothers horror movies. Now he's doing
and DC.
Paramount horror movies.
Yes.
And so this is the return of studio horror after seeing a bunch of YouTube horror movies with original ideas.
Yeah, we're going to...
Now we're going back to the studio.
Yeah, the studio, which has ideas that came about 20 years ago.
Yeah. It has ideas.
Yeah, it has ideas.
That came from a book that they found at Barnes & Noble.
Yes.
Haunted Highways.
The new age section.
So this movie starts out, if you've seen the trailer for this movie, if you have a theater like ours, you've seen this trailer about 400 times since March. And it's the whole opening section of the movie. Mm-hmm. Which I know other YouTubers have said this, and I kind of agree with this, is that it was a fantastic short film.
Yes.
And then the rest of the movie happens.
Yeah.
So it begins with the scene you see in the trailer of the two friends on a road trip or whatever, and one guy goes in the woods and he
take a piss.
Comes back and the driver's missing, gets in the car and the dude gets thrown through the windshield, and then he gets thrown over the car. He panics, drives away, and he sees a guy standing on the side of the road.
Multiple times,
and then the guy just pops into the car with him, and then the title screen comes up.
Jump scare.
Yeah, jump scare of the movie. And then we get the main characters of this film is Maddie and Tyler, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the lady was named Maddie because they specifically talked about that in like some antique store or something.
Right, so those two, it's a couple that's leaving New York, and Tyler bought one of those like RV van things.
Like van life or whatever. I think that's like a thing on YouTube. It's like van life. It's like just live in the van.
Live in the van.
While driving around the United States or something.
So somebody was a fan of that. I don't know if they knew somebody that did that or they themselves did it.
Yeah.
And they decided to write it into a horror film. And as they're driving along, they encounter the guy from the beginning who's driving frantically, trying to swerve around them, and he crashes into a tree and dies. And then they notice that there's a mark on the other car, and then their car all of a sudden has this mark, which is like 3 claws scratched across the car. And they go to like a meetup for people living in vans. And
all them drifters.
Bunch of vagrants.
Yeah, vagrants.
And they meet up with this old lady called Diana, and she kind of vaguely tells them not to stop, not to drive at night.
Yeah, because she sees like a billboard or something. It's like a little missing. Yeah, it had missing people everywhere.
And she sees a symbol that's like a stick man with the 3 claws across them, and she gets like a vague warning, and then like later in the film, Maddie discovers a book that's probably the basis for the entire film, The Haunted Highway, and they discover what we're going to hear about 4,000 times in this film, the Hobo Code.
The Hobo Code. And the Hobo Code is a bunch of symbols that were from like when the interstates were being built. Drifters would go around putting these codes down on symbols. On like walls or something, and that told other drifters that if something's safe or something's like you're gonna go to jail for like sleeping here or something.
Yeah. So like the overall concept of this isn't that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it's an outdated horror film by our standards this year, because this year we had so many original indie films from like YouTubers and like people outside the studio system. And now we've got a studio film, so it sort of feels like don't know, like Lights Out, like one of those type of movies from like 10 years, something Blumhouse would have put out 5 or 10 years ago.
And they also were using certain things from older horror films. Like there's one scene where the entity is like walking, but his head's doing that weird like shaking thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like it looks old. Like it doesn't even look like new at all.
Yeah, it's like reusing a lot of old ideas.
Yeah.
It is kind of it's sort of a novel way to do a haunted house, because you're in that's your house.
Yeah.
So if the car gets haunted, then, it'd be like a haunted house. Yeah, but everywhere you go, it follows.
Yeah.
Without the STD parable.
Yeah.
And so it continues. It's like attached to them, but it's attached to them, not the van. Which some ghosts do that, or demons do that.
They explain that.
I guess demons do that. Ghosts are like attached to the house, and demons are attached to the people, kind of thing. So that's sort of what's going on here. You find out that it's some drifter demon that goes back to Saint Christopher, who's like the patron saint of travelers or something.
It's like, because he's like, was a priest or something.
Yeah. The demon disguises itself as a priest.
Yeah. To like drop your guard and then...
But he's fake because his collar comes right off.
Pretty much.
Wait a minute. 2 priests? That is impossible. This collar comes right off.
She leaves the gym in one scene and she gets terrorized outside of Big Lots.
Yeah. Like, obviously, they found a place that's like, okay, we're just going to film here.
Big Lots doesn't matter because it's probably closed anyway. The camera spins around a lot.
Yeah.
This guy loves doing that.
This movie had a very predictable way of doing things because it'd be like, scene. Basically, some talking, something happens, and then jump scare.
Yep,
talking, something happens, jump scare. And that was the whole movie.
That's kind of a way to describe, I guess, these studio films. They're very formulaic.
Yes.
There's like a rinse and repeat formula throughout the entire film.
They do it all the time. Like, it's literally the same thing over and over again.
Pretty much. And in this case, the stupid camera thing, it reminded me of a Japanese director I used to follow all the time when I was younger, Ryuhei Kitamura, who did like Godzilla Final Wars and like Azumi and all these other movies. That's something he used to do all the time, is have a scene where the camera would just spin around while they're doing like a fight scene or something. And they do that in here a lot.
Yeah, it does quite a bit.
And so she gets attacked outside of Big Lots. And shortly after that, she finally, she does the other thing that they do in these horror movies too, where she confesses what's going on to her boyfriend, who doesn't believe her at all.
Yeah, she looks like a crazy person.
Even though they've been together on the road for 6 weeks, and who knows how long they've been together before that, and she's shown presumably no signs of being crazy. All of a sudden, he's just like, yeah, you're nuts. Like,
you're nuts.
So, but anyway, they somehow they get that book that has the Hobo Code. They have a scene where they're trying to work out their differences, and they decide to have like date night in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, even though people specifically told you not to go off the woods, like you want to be on the
stay on the main
roads and everything else.
So they go in the woods at night. They do everything they're told not to do.
Yes.
They go in the woods at night watching Roman Holiday, because that's in Paramount's library of domain films that they don't have to pay anything for.
Which I actually did like that. Like, one part of the scene where she's like with the projector or whatever looking around.
When they're haunted by Gregory Peck's face.
Yeah. And it did go on like the monster's face. I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool, I guess. That's
Gregory Peck haunts them.
Yeah.
Audrey Hepburn's in the woods hunting them down.
Yeah.
Which Gregory Peck is the father of Damien, so
yes,
makes sense. He was in the original Omen. So they have that scene. There's a lot of scenes where they're like contrived. They put themselves in these terrible situations, and then things go horribly wrong.
Like there's one other scene. It was like it didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
where the tire blows or whatever on the road.
Oh yeah.
He obviously knows where he puts the lug nuts on the ground.
Yeah.
And then he's like, where's the light at? Because she's trying to, like, she hears something in the woods or something. Or, like, whatever, off the side of the road. And he's like, I need to see the light. And then she points down and it's like, oh, shit! And all the lug nuts are under the vehicle.
They're under the vehicle, but not only under the vehicle, they're on the other side Like, they're by the tire. So the dude could just stand up, walk around the van, and then pick him up. But no, he crawls underneath it.
Yeah, underneath the van while it's like, without one tire. It's like, obviously you know it. It's like, you know there's a demon following you.
Yeah.
Why would you crawl underneath the vehicle? Like, this heavy vehicle.
With the jack, like, right there.
It's like, okay.
So it which this leads to something funny, too, because he gets out, but the van crushes his leg.
Yeah.
And it slices his leg completely open.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and fucking bolts like Tom Cruise down the street to get Maddie back because she gets grabbed and dragged down the street. And then he gets in the car, drives, he picks her up, and then they're like, we need to go see Diana.
Yeah.
Who's living in this camp outside of the fish place in Arizona.
Yeah.
The only one in Arizona.
Yeah, the only one place in Arizona
and
is the
so
fish place.
they drive there, and then when he gets out of the car, all of a sudden he has a limp. Like, he remembers.
Yeah, he remembers my injury.
It's like 10 minutes later, he finally shows signs of injury.
Yeah.
So, like, I thought that was kind of funny. They get to Diane, and then she tells them how to go, and then she's like, get in my car and follow me. You gotta get to the Church of Christopher.
Because everyone's like, there's no Diane here.
Yeah.
You brought evil to our town. It's like,
we don't serve your kind.
Yeah, we don't serve your kind. Here, you brought that evil. But then a tornado, like, shows up.
Tornado shows up.
It's like the windstorm shows up. It's like, I didn't know the demon could just do that.
He's
or was
apparently
it actually... Was it actually like a windstorm, or was it just a demon doing it? I don't know.
Nah, he has Imhotep powers. He creates like a big sandstorm.
Yeah.
He just appears in her van and just like rips her head off.
I didn't realize that could do that. Like,
so apparently he's just playing with these guys. He could kill them.
Yeah, he can go anywhere. He can just go in anybody's vehicle and just kill you for no reason. Like,
yeah. If
he really wanted to do it, he couldn't just be like driving down the road and every time you see a person that drives by, just rip their heads off and they'd be wrecking their cars everywhere.
Right. So they peel away. They don't know where they're going. Mm-hmm. They fill up their gas tank to full, and then they fall asleep like 2 minutes into the trip.
Yeah.
I guess it's St. Christopher doing it because they wake up with no gas.
Yeah.
But they're right outside the sign to get to his church.
While just driving, like, not even knowing they're driving the whole time.
They must have been driving for hours and hours because they ran out of gas.
In a straight line.
Yeah, in a straight line.
I guess no other vehicles are around.
They filled up the gas with a 1% low-fat milk.
Yeah.
I accidentally fueled my Toyota Camry with a 1% low-fat milk.
So you put milk in like the gas canister?
It isn't working, Robert.
Well, yeah,
There's milk in the fuel tank.
Yeah, I mean, why didn't you try... I personally would have tried fuel.
1% low-fat milk.
No, I heard you.
It's better than 3%.
They were just driving all over the road, like swerving down the road. Because when she woke up, she was in the other lane.
Yeah.
So that means they were just
driving in the wrong
lane. From 10 o'clock to like 8 o'clock.
3 in the morning.
She was just swerving down the road without no one else that was driving. No one noticed this whole time.
So they get to... Yeah, so they find the church.
Yeah.
And
she was an expert in the Hobo Code.
she's the only one that can translate the Hobo Code.
It must have been.
Okay, it's very difficult to understand the Hobo Code. Okay, it says to go this way. It's a circle with an arrow pointing to the right.
Yes.
And if you didn't know, that means go to the right.
Yes.
Just FYI out there, if you ever see the Hobo Code. The arrow pointing to the right means go to the right.
Yes.
It's very complicated.
You need to go to that church in the middle...
of a field.
Of someone's, like, field somewhere.
A field full of bodies.
Yeah.
There's, like, 1,000 dead bodies in the field. And then she's like, oh, it's just a demon. They're not real. And then she drives, and she's, like, running, bumping all these It's like, oh, I guess they were real.
Yeah, they are real. Anyways, I was like, why is the demon even, like... Was it... Even if the demon put that there...
Yeah.
Well, why would that? It wouldn't scare anyone off. It's like you're in a vehicle.
I mean, unless you're in a regular sedan.
Yeah, maybe that might be it.
You wouldn't be able to drive over all that, maybe. So anyway, she gets there. Tyler gets ripped out of the van.
Yeah.
He's like out in the middle of the field somewhere. And then she plows it straight into the church.
Yeah, because it's like...
And this film that has zero comedy the entire film.
Yeah.
All of a sudden... like the beginning of the movie, the guy has a novelty Hawaii 5-0 theme horn. And then they plow through the church with him right on the hood going to... And it's like obviously supposed to be a joke.
And it's like, okay.
And it's... so they had a punchline set up at the start of the film that they pay off at the very end in like a weird comedy moment at the very end of the film right before they kill the demon.
Yeah, because they run him into the statue of St. Christopher multiple times.
And then impale him because... the power of Bob Ross compelled him.
Yeah. She quotes Bob Ross.
She has a little Bob Ross, like, bobblehead.
Yeah.
And it's a happy accident because something falls off the statue and it's like a spear.
And the statue is like... It was just, and I think it was like alive. Like,
staring at it.
It kind of looked a little bit like it was holy or something.
Yeah. So... they impale the thing on the spear, and that's basically the end of the movie.
Yeah, and his face melts. Like it looks kind of weird though.
So, yeah,
it reminded me of like that fat Pikachu meme with like, the one where he's like melted, like it's like a melted Pikachu looking thing.
Okay,
that's what it reminded me of.
Sure,
because his face looks like that.
So anyway, that's the end of the movie. Well, the boyfriend survived too.
Yeah.
A rare moment in horror. In the 21st century where it's a happy ending.
Yeah. Actually,
these days that doesn't happen almost ever.
Actually, we don't know that because he presses the GPS, the church is obviously on fire, and I'm sure that's like breaking some sort of law in certain states.
Well, yeah.
So I'd probably be in jail.
Probably.
Burning down like arson. But because they're going to be like, oh, a demon followed us.
True.
So the cops could have came and been like, oh, you are now doing arson in the middle of the woods here.
But they're alive.
Yeah, but they're alive. That's all that matters, I guess.
And I guess this demon's destroyed, so he can't go after anybody else or not.
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's probably not going to get a sequel because it's going to maybe break even, if that.
It was and that's the thing. It was like we've been watching a lot of the indie movies, like Neon.
Yeah.
Because they had like Undertone and everything else, which were pretty good. This one, then you see this movie, which is a studio movie, and
it's not horrible.
Yeah,
though.
it's formulaic for one. It's kind of like it does things safely. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to kind of think about that.
It is formulaic. It does feel outdated.
Yeah, it's very outdated.
It's not a terrible movie.
It's not bad.
Like, if you like those old movies from 10 years ago that were coming out all the time, like Lights Out, like all that kind of stuff, then you'll probably like this. It feels like it's from that era of, like, Blumhouse, like, generic horror movies. It's fine, but it's not great. It's not going to tear up anything. And being sandwiched between Obsession and Backrooms, no one's going to remember this movie in like a week.
I'm pretty sure when we went to the theater, the reason why people even came to Passengers in our theater, because we started early.
Yeah.
Like, we were there before the credits roll, like the opening started. Like 18 people showed up, like after the good part,
right after the opening ended. Which, by the way, is the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
but it's also the trailer.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure the reason why people game there is because Backrooms was full. They probably were like, we need a movie to watch.
Right.
Let me just go to watch Passengers instead. Whatever.
Also, no one cares about this movie because our theater. I looked it up earlier in the week.
Yeah.
I told you there was a 7:00 showing at our theater. We got there, and apparently the theater changed it in the last 2 days so that it was a 9:30 showing.
Yes.
Which our theater does that bullshit when it's about to go out the door.
Yeah.
Like, it's like maybe 1 week left. So obviously, that's a movie nobody's watching.
Yeah.
So we ended up having to go to another theater that's like half an hour away so that we could watch this movie tonight. Because we almost ended up watching Backrooms early.
We missed this movie because we had like a film festival we went to, so it was kind of like we missed it on when it would have actually showed.
Out. Yeah,
and it was like this weeks were like stacked with movies,
and then we watched Mandalorian Grogu instead of this on the weekend. So then we finally had to get this one in the middle of the week. Yeah, but the theater we normally go to just like ejected it to the 9:30 show.
It's not there anymore. It's not going to be. That's like the Doom show.
Yeah. You know you're
no one's out
screwed
there
when you're at that 10:00 show like slot or whatever. So
it's kind of weird being a Paramount movie too, because it's like that's a studio movie, which you think it would be in the theaters a little bit longer than a week.
Well, I mean, Obsession, I guess, is sticking around because they just got rid of its digital release date.
Yeah.
So it must be staying another month.
And that's the one bad thing about something like that, because this movie is like I said, it's not bad. It is formulaic. It's kind of like a generic.
It's true mid.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's like a 5 or 6. Like it's not. I'm not using. It's not a 1.
No, it's not horrible.
But there's nothing really that's gonna blow you away.
No. And I think that's the one thing with Paramount and Warner Brothers being bought out with each other, and to make it like a pretty much a huge, huge studio.
Yeah.
I guess there are going to be very big stark differences between these two things. You're going to have your indie films with your A24 and your Neons and your whatever other ones there are out there. And then you have your big budget ones, which would be like this.
Yeah. One thing the only thing I'm worried about, and I don't know if they can legally do this or not, is like a Paramount or some big studio is just like fed up with all these YouTubers like changing the system. And they try to buy like A24 or Neon out or something just to shut them down.
It's gonna be like the 70s all over again.
Where
the studios crashed and you had a bunch of indie stuff.
Well, that's what's going on.
And now it's going back to that way,
and Paramount might collapse on itself. Yeah, because there's a lot of debt problems at Paramount.
Yeah, because they somehow had to materialize a bunch of money for the Warner Brothers thing.
But then they also fired like half their employees the month before the deal because they couldn't pay them.
Yeah.
So, what's really going on?
Yeah.
So we'll see what goes on there. I hope that the indie studios are safe and they can continue giving us new stuff. And I'm excited to see what people like Markiplier are doing, because now we have a guy that's outside of every system.
Yeah.
He's his own studio. Like, that's kind of interesting. And he wants to set up a system where YouTube, which I don't know how that's going to work because YouTube sucks too.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But it's supposed to be almost like a thing where you can make movies, put them up on YouTube, and it's like a way to get distributed for people that can't get distribution.
I would not do that.
I don't know how that's going to work.
YouTube has too many rules.
Yeah.
They're all about like censorship stuff.
Like he's basically trying to create like a Steam for movies.
Yeah, it's...
But I don't know if that's what's gonna happen. He almost needs to make his own
thing.
Then.
I wouldn't mind that system, just not use YouTube in general.
Right, that's what what I was about to say is that Markiplier has enough money and clout that he probably could just make a Markiplier production studios or something and just upload stuff
like
there.
Instead of Steam, make Vapor or all movies, I guess.
Yeah, that could be the case.
Where you have indie, I think it would work. I guess it could work. You need like a distributor. You have this one thing that can just distribute your movies where people watch, and then that can even bring it to where like an A24 or something be like, oh, we want to use this person to like watch it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. Like I said, I don't agree YouTube's the way to go either, but I'm interested to see how that pans out.
Yeah,
like what they do with it. So, but as far as these studio horror movies go, I'm going to continue seeing them because that's what we do. I mean, they all have something fun.
Yeah, it's like...
If nothing else, you can make fun of it.
Yeah, they are... At least when you go into like a movie like that, a lot of time it's going to be generic, and it's going to be like a movie. It's going to be just like a movie.
Right.
Nothing really bad or nothing really good, because they have the formula made.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Yeah, this is... There's always something you can take away from this.
Yeah.
This also felt almost like the Bye Bye Man at one point.
Yeah, it did.
Because they were like, don't think it, don't say it.
Yeah, it was a very Bye Bye Man type of thing.
It's the Highwayman.
Which I guess like Netflix maybe is the one that's trying to do that. But I don't know. Netflix,
you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
it's all over the place.
It's like not... I don't know how they do... Actually, I don't even know how they actually do their movies in there.
Netflix...
Like, do they have like a studio involvement type of thing, or do they actually let the directors do whatever they want?
It almost seems to be a case by case basis, but I do feel like Netflix does tend to let people do whatever.
Yeah,
they tend to greenlight like a lot of random shit.
Yeah.
So, and I'm somebody that likes foreign films like a lot, and Netflix does release a lot of Korean shows, Japanese stuff, like all these different other cultures. They even have like an Egyptian horror series and like stuff you would never see normally. So sometimes it's cool what Netflix does put out. But then also they're very formulaic in their own productions.
Yeah.
Things that are truly Netflix originals are all like rinse and repeat, like same crap. And they always do that, like TikTok generation crap where they have to explain the plot every couple minutes or whatever.
Where I guess that is the one thing they do say with Netflix is where they put the major access in the beginning because apparently people's attention span's so low that they can't watch after.
We'll talk about when we review the back rooms, which is coming up pretty soon.
Which is kind of like. I guess that's the Netflix, like in the Netflix way of doing things, which I don't know if that's true or not. Like because that's someone did say that.
It is because there was even Stranger Things was affected by it because people are complaining that they keep re-explaining the plot like every episode. It's because they have to because it's like in Netflix's like contract
that they have to keep doing that. It's kind of it pulls away from the actual movie. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, it does, but it's designed for people that are watching it on their phone.
Yeah, or like if you're a house, you're just kind of like you're doing
they're
whatever.
watching their phone while they're watching the movie,
and be like, I got a text. Let me just do whatever.
Which is why I'm surprised that there's so much international content because you have to.
Yeah.
How are you watching your movie like? How are you on your phone watching a movie that has subtitles?
Yeah, I know.
Like, you would have no idea what the hell's going on ever.
Yeah,
if you're watching a movie that you didn't understand the language. Like, you can listen to the dub, but the Netflix dubs are trash.
Which, I guess that's another thing. At least in the West, a lot of people do like the dub, like here.
Yeah.
Because that is one thing, I guess, like, this is from, like, an anime thing, is, like, I guess they did a little thing, and they're saying the dub is, like, what people prefer watching other than, subs. Yeah. Which maybe that might be the thing that they're talking about.
You would almost have to if you're going to sit there and look at your phone while you're watching a movie.
But yeah, that's probably the case.
So anyway, that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
So, Passenger, I think... I wouldn't strongly recommend it, but it's fine. It's worth checking out if you want to see a horror movie.
It's a horror movie.
If you've already seen Obsession and you've seen Backrooms and you want to see something else, I guess you can go watch this.
Yeah, as I say, if you only got to choose one movie in the theater, though, I wouldn't.
It's not gonna be this.
I wouldn't choose this one.
No,
because it's probably going to be on streaming in the next week.
Right. Yeah.
Most likely.
Obsession canceled their digital release so that this can get bumped up.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be our review of Passenger.
Yeah.
So if you like the review, give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more like this in the future. And you too could feel the strength welling within. See ya.
See ya.